Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the former classroom teacher turned homeschooling mom and private reading tutor behind Little Otters Learn. And here on my YouTube channel, as well as over on my Instagram page and my blog, I have various homeschooling tips and topics and curriculum reviews and flip-throughs. So today is going to be a flip-through of 3 different spelling curricula. I've actually selected 3 different grade levels, which I understand is not maybe an ideal comparison, but I think that from these grade levels, you'll be able to extrapolate what your grade level, the grade level that you need, might look like. I am a reading tutor, a trained reading tutor, and spelling is an area of interest to me. So I have reviewed a lot of different spelling curricula. You can see more of these sort of flip-throughs over on my Instagram page. I have a spelling highlight. But I think we'll just get into this today and make it more of a flip through. I do have a more in-depth look at this shell education. I have the grade 4 and 5, a separate video, no, grade 3 and 5, a separate video up on those. So let's start with this grade 2. This is Flash Kids Harcourt Family Learning. This comes in a variety of different grades. It is slimmer than the other 2. It has about 140 pages. And I'm just going to show you kind of a general overview of how the units are structured. So this grade 2 contains 6 different units. And within each unit, there are 5 lessons. Each lesson has words that all share a particular spelling pattern or phonetic pattern. After each of those 5 lessons, there is a cumulative review that goes over the words for that particular unit. I'm going to flip ahead to a unit that we haven't done yet. Okay, so this is Unit 3, Lesson 11. Again, this is for the 2nd grade. You can see that the words are listed at the top. There are instructions to say and listen to each word. That is important. You always want to make sure that you're not just giving kids spelling words in isolation and having them do them completely independently. That first step of saying the word aloud to make sure that they are pronouncing it correctly is very important. With spelling, we always want to link the actual spelling of the word, the pronunciation of the word, and the definition. And those 3 components help us to really store the word in long-term memory. Using the spelling words in this way, sorting them, is also an excellent exercise because it allows the child to sort of see, in this case, the 2 different ways that you can spell that particular phonetic sound. And then at the 2nd grade level, and I believe for all of the levels, there are 4 pages. So this is you have your introduction page with your word sort. You have an exercise page here. It's full color, illustrations throughout. There's always a proofreading page. It gives you the proofreading marks to use, and it tells you exactly how many that you're looking for each of the passages that you're editing. And then there is this 4th page. And then you go on to the next unit. So 4 pages, this can easily be covered in 1 week. Monday through Thursday, 1 page a day. Here's an example of a unit review. I actually take this off the page and use it as a more kind of traditional spelling test. So that's reviewing the 5 lessons for that unit. Okay, at the end of the book, they do have a full answer key. I think you'll find that at the lower levels, you probably wouldn't need that, but it's helpful to have nonetheless. There is a list of commonly misspelled words for that level. And then this is the spelling table. So this is going to give you the sound and then the different ways to spell it, which is actually really helpful as like a phonics tool. Okay, so that's the 2nd grade spelling skills from Harcourt Family Learning. I'm going to jump over this one for now and go into this Zaner-Bloser Spelling Connections, a word study approach. This is the 4th grade level. You can see that this one we have used. This curriculum is by J. Richard Gentry, and if you are someone who follows the science of reading, and if you're kind of aware of phonics instruction and spelling instruction, you probably have come across that name. Richard Gentry is someone who is very knowledgeable in this area. I'm going to actually flip ahead to a unit that we have not yet done. This curriculum is much more extensive than the one that I just showed. There are more pages, more exercises, and it's much more involved. So the unit always opens up with this focus on word study. You're going to want to read these words aloud. It does have them in print and cursive form. There is a sentence using the word, not the straight definition, a sentence that uses the word in context. This is the word sort. It's very similar to how this curriculum sets it up. This curriculum actually tells you which categories to sort the words into and has them sections for you to write them. This one asks the student to do it on a separate piece of paper. There is a connect to vocabulary page. This varies a bit week to week. There is a connect to reading page, again with different exercises. The words are always listed in a box, not on this page because you have the words listed here, but here they're listed in a separate box. Similar to the Harcourt Family Learning or Flash Kids curriculum, there is a connection to writing, so they're asking the child to edit this particular piece of text and rewrite it here. There is an extend word study page. I like this one because it uses the same phonetic or spelling pattern, but provides new and novel words that contain it. So gone are the days where we're going to give the kids just a random list of words, or even words that are united by a particular theme, like sports or food words or holiday words, and then give it to them on a Monday, have them do some random exercises with it, and test them on a Friday. Typically, kids forget the words by the following week, even if they do well on that Friday test. Instead, we want kids to develop a deep and rich understanding of the word, both how it is spelled, its various meanings, and how to say the word aloud. And presenting different words that share that same spelling pattern is a great way to really, increase the depth of your word study approach. There's a good variety of exercises. There's antonyms and synonyms. It explores suffixes and root words, some Greek and Latin roots. There's homophones here. The last page is this apply to content areas. And this is nice if you're someone who focuses on knowledge building. It's always like a social studies or a science related article with some questions. And then you move on to your next unit. So in total, there are 6 pages for each unit. I find that it can be a little bit tricky to, incorporate into a 4 or 5 day homeschool week, but you can certainly make it happen. I'm gonna flip back to show you how a review is set up. So there are unit reviews that cover a couple of different units at a time, and it just goes over the main words for the unit. So not the extend words, but the main words. And these reviews are actually 4 pages. Some of them do have this 6-syllable types review, which is important. Okay. So that is Spelling Connections, the 4th grade level, and this is 180 Days of Spelling. Again, I already have an in-depth video on this, the level 3 and level 5, so I'm going to keep this one brief. I haven't used this particular level, but I've used other levels. And a 180 Days of Spelling and Word Study is exactly as it sounds. It is 1 page a day. And it fits nicely into a 5-day week. There's a good variety of activities. There's this nice overview page that has the words for the weekly unit. I've mentioned in the other video, but the author of this series, Mrs. Rhodes, has her own YouTube channel, and she goes over almost every single unit at almost every single level. She has a brief 10 to 15 minute YouTube channel, a YouTube video, So you'd want to check that out because it's a great way to introduce the words. And there's a sentence completion page, synonyms and antonyms. You can see that the week and the day is written at the top. So it's really nice for pacing and for planning purposes. This one has sentence types, inflectional endings. So you're asking the student to take the word and add some different endings. The past tense ed, ing, and the s or es suffix. Okay, this one is not full color like the others. It does have ample illustrations throughout. And then show the back. It has a full answer key and a few other different helpful resources, including how to access the online database. I didn't mention that this one does not have an answer key at the back. This actually has a separate teacher edition. If I remember correctly, it was fairly pricey, so I didn't purchase it. These two have answer keys, this one does not. This one is more of a kind of traditional spelling program, so with the addition of the teacher version, you could probably expand upon your lessons a little bit. I don't own it, I haven't actually seen it, but the quite frankly, the price kind of turned me off, and I am easily able to go over this with my child or look at it independently at the end of the week or the end of the day and see if they got the questions correct. Okay, if you have any question about other spelling curricula, please feel free to comment or visit me over on Instagram. As always, if you like this video and find it helpful, please like, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, everyone.